Hi Sagittarius, welcome to Sophquest. My name is Spence. Welcome in. This is a weekly reading for you guys for the week of October 18th through the 24th. It is the last week of Libra season and then we move into Scorpio season. But for right now in Libra season, the house and the season of relationships, talking, communicating through relationships, Libra's an air sign. We had the Libra new moon a couple weeks ago, last time I talked to you guys, and now, a couple weeks later, we are having the Aries full moon. Aries is the opposite axis of Libra. Aries, I am, Libra, we are. So it's us in relationship dynamics and how we show up in relationships very often, how we communicate in relationships. Well, we have two planets that are helping us moving forward on Monday, the 18th. Jupiter, the big planet of luck and happiness and good fortune, and I guess wisdom, really, right? Wisdom, expansion. That planet's moving forward, as well as Mercury, the planet of the human mind. So we have the higher mind of Jupiter and the human mind of Mercury helping us move forward in understanding, in communication, in building bridges, in order to make the changes that we're needing to make. With Pluto being activated, Pluto, is really very much about the death, rebirth process of transformation. I always think of a butterfly when I think of Pluto, right? It gets all squishy and icky, that caterpillar inside of the chrysalis, right? It's the pupae, and then it becomes the butterfly over a deep transformation. We all go through this process in our human life. And Sagittarius, you're the planet, you're the house of the planet Jupiter. So when Jupiter moves forward, I think you're going to feel a lot more optimism moving forward, even though this full moon is deep and asking you what it is that you want to change. What do you want to empower yourself to do? Pluto's about power and change. So 8th house stuff, let's see. Death and taxes, no. Like death, transformation, sexuality, our wounds, our pain body, things that we keep in the dark, things we keep hidden to some extent. Private things, right? All right, so I just pulled 3 cards for you. You saw me shuffle and pull from the Oracle of the Seven Energies by Colette Baron Reed with the artwork of Jenna Della Gritalia. Then also, I'm pulling for you 9 cards today from the Crystal Visions Tarot by Jennifer Galasso, and I'm going to do that now. I've shuffled these plenty, but I will shuffle a little bit more for you. Please excuse my froggy throat. My voice keeps coming in and out a bit. All right, I had a very important, necessary week that I took for myself last week for rest and recovery. I think we all need to do some rest and recovery during these difficult transitional times where they're very emotional and they ask us to really be courageous and be in our temperance. And since Mars is in a T-square with Pluto, I'm really saying be careful of your words right now, right? Especially with Mercury going forward wanting to talk and Jupiter. But they can be transformative and really beautiful conversations. You just want to keep your temper and keep your anger out of it, right? Because it's really for cleansing, clearing, and healing, the full moon, right? That's what it is. So that's very good. Sagittarius, for your 3 oracles I have, and I'm going to show you the cards, of course, but I have Into Me I See, Close Encounters, and Beautiful Uncaging. Nice. That could be some sexual intimacy between you and another. It can be you coming back to feeling sensual again. Like Stella getting her groove back kind of a thing. All right, so let's see what we have here. Although I can see you're thinking a lot. You've been going through Mercury retrograde, thinking very deeply about the people you love, your family, and your friends, and trying to make a choice about where to go next in life. You can see. So far we have the 8 of Swords, 10 of Cups, 3 of Cups, Knight of Swords, 2 of Wands, Queen of Wands. There you are, showing up. And looking at your future. And wanting to go quickly, but knowing, right, with Mercury retrograde just now coming from stationary into direct, it's going to take a little bit of time to get some momentum going. Might have been holding back, thinking a lot about what you want to say to your family and your friends about being seen, being your authentic self, being seen, being respected. Wow. This could be about your work, or this could be about you working on yourself and your relationships. Let's see. Under the deck, 7 of Swords, 9 of Wands, King of Cups. Okay. Maybe you've been lying to yourself about why you've been putting up a wall and holding love at bay a little bit. I think if anything, it's probably because you're going through your own personal renaissance. That's what I call it. And I think, you know, we are talking about intimacy in this reading as well. With your 3 oracles here, into me I see is a play on words for intimacy. Close encounters is about being completely authentic with someone, able to be intimate, not just sexually, but obviously emotionally intimate, right? And then beautiful uncaging. Look at that big old heart. Setting your heart free, being open to love, being open to intimacy, and sharing. Sharing your feelings, letting someone get close to you. There are 2 butterflies on this. Oh my gosh, last time I talked to you guys, your video was something about the caged bird, right? Look at that. And now someone's coming close to your cage and saying, hey, wow, have you transformed into some beautiful butterfly? Come on out. Uncage yourself. Uncage yourself. I like that. So I'm getting a lot of heat and fire energy that I'm feeling. Those 2 cards, the color, and I'm getting the color of this wand energy I'm seeing on the table. There's some hot and cold here that I think you have been with someone. It's like you've been working on the relationship for sure, but you're also holding back. This is the reality. They got 2 pentacles on the table. That's it. The rest, swords and wands. Thinking about what you want or who you want, Sagittarius. I think that there is a sexual element here. I think you're not sure why you put up a wall sometimes, but perhaps you haven't been able to admit to yourself that you do have either a fear of intimacy or that you just have trust issues, perhaps. I mean, don't we all have certain, all of these things to a certain level, depending on how we were raised, our childhoods and such. And when we're talking about 8th house issues, we're talking about Pluto. We are talking about transformative things that helps us to cleanse and clear out all, stuff from some of our stuff from our past and from childhood wounds. I'm just going to take a minute. Sag, will you please take 3 deep cleansing breaths for me, with me? And let's just really release some stress. Bring down the cortisol while I look at this for you. This is most especially an emotional unleashing, okay? Opening up to emotional intimacy. Or sexually. Opening up to someone, allowing them to get close, and allowing yourself to trust them. Trust her. Trust them. I am seeing a couple of different things here, and I think I'm talking to a couple, obviously I'm talking to many Sagittarians. For some of you, this is basically emotional, although right now you're really in your head. You're in your feels too, but you're in your head about what you want. Let's go through it. On the bottom of the deck, I'm actually going to save that till last. I don't know why. The subconscious stuff that you're working through. Because I'm trying to figure out if this is a person or you. So let's go through. Let's actually I don't do this. Okay, I'm winging it, Sag. I usually start with the oracles, go to the under the deck cards, and then do the 9 card and pull it together, right? I go horizontally, vertically, big picture. I'm going to start with your 9 because I think I'm working out a certain story here. Firstly, I'm going to go ahead and say that some of you, it's really emotional and you're really in your head about sharing your emotions for whatever reason. 8 of Swords, you go round and round and round thinking about your family, and you think about how the emotional dynamics of your family really did affect every person in your life, all of your relationships. So if I could pick the card up, the 3 of Cups, the people you have fun with, the people you talk to, the people you can be yourself with, right? The people you've gathered in your life, as opposed to the people you were raised with, okay? So 10 of Cups, family, and 3 Cups, friends and friend family, okay? Extended family that, you know, you bring into your life. The people you can totally wear, you know, your scruffiest, you know, jeans with and hang out, have a beer or a glass of wine with, and totally be yourself, right? And then your family, and it's like they see you in a certain role. They knew you as a child. And so we tell ourselves, my family doesn't see how I've transformed, how I've grown. They don't get me. I'm different from them. And maybe parents somehow want their children to grow up to be somewhat like them. But so, you know, that interplay of, do I please my parents? Can I please myself and be me? So emotionally, you're asking yourself, why can't I feel more emotionally secure with my friends? Is it because when that of my family, I have to be a certain way, or I have to be a certain way with my family, but I can be myself with my friends? It's one or the other, okay? Either way, your family emotional dynamics have impacted the rest of the people that you've gathered in your life and the emotional dynamics of those relationships. And that's something that you're telling yourself. You're trying to understand your own family dynamics, to the good or the bad. Okay? Then I see Knight of Swords. You want to seek what it is that you want to find. It's like I call him the crusader, the Knight of Swords, crusading after what he wants, desires, right? With his will and his drive. Knight of Wands. These are the fastest knights in the deck. You want to go for it. You want to be your true, whole, Sagittarian, gorgeous self. You know, free to be me kind of thing. You want to live in the truth, speak the truth, learn the truth. And yet that 8 of Swords is there. You go around and around and around about your family dynamics and how they affect the rest of your relationships. Into me I see close encounters. Coming into a beautiful uncaging. Opening yourself up in a way that you weren't allowed to, or that wasn't appropriate, or whatever when you were growing up. So in emotional intimacy for some of you, okay? You've been holding it within, but you want to be seen. 6 of Wands. I want to be seen as me, you know, given the kudos I deserve. Little applause now and then, you know, a pat on the back, some encouragement for everything that I do, for how hard I've worked on my life, myself. I want to be taken seriously. I want to be respected. And yet I still feel like I have to hold some of myself back. I'm still working. It's like I know my light and I like it well. I'm working on my shadow, but I don't want anyone to see it. And the reason I say that is because of the time we're in this week. We're dealing with that. And this beautiful uncaging lends to it and says something's been caged, held within. We have 2 cards showing us that. 8 of Swords, 4 of Pentacles. And even this, Close Encounters, is a cage. And the butterfly transforming within. Oh, yeah. Okay, now let's go to the bottom of the deck. I'll show you those. Okay, into me I see intimacy, close encounters. So, beautiful uncaging. This is either emotionally uncaging and becoming emotionally intimate with someone, telling them your life story, sharing it all, the good, the bad, and the ugly, allowing someone to see your shadow. Or someone out there, maybe multiple people, have found the courage at this point in their life to come out of the cage, to come out of the closet and talk about their sexuality with their family and maybe their friends or whomever. Some people here might be coming out of the closet. Now I see. So now I understand the bottom of the deck. Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords is about the fact that we're either because this is internal, right? The bottom of the deck is the internal subconscious stuff, so it's about you. Seven of Swords is when we're either avoiding the truth and lying to ourselves a bit, or we're just not telling other people. We're not lying. It's not a matter of dishonesty. It's a matter of disclosure, right? So if you're not out of the closet yet, you haven't disclosed it yet. It's not dishonest, it's just a strategy to keep yourself safe. And so putting up a defense, staying a little bit behind a wall, keeping your privacy fence up. That's understandable, no judgment. About how you really feel, about who you really are. Open for everyone to see. The King of Cups is emotionally available. He can talk about how he feels, but he has control over his feelings, he or she. If this represents someone in your life, it's someone who's pretty intuitive, and if you're behind the closet here, they may know already, and they may know that you have been keeping it from them. Okay? So if someone's coming out of the closet, they may already know, right? How many parents have said that about their children, right? Well, I knew. Somehow I knew. For others of you, this is simply about whether or not you can go that deeply, intimately in a romantic relationship with the people that you date. If you are dating and it's like you can only go into it, like get to the 3-month point or the 3-week point, depending on how much you talk to each other, you're maybe trying to realizing, look, I really want to be able to open up to people. But in my family, we kept it pretty light. We didn't talk about deep feelings. We stayed on the surface of things. So now I do that with my friends, right? But I want so much to talk about who I really am, and I want people to see me for who I really am. I've really grown, and I like myself. Into me, I see. You finally have accepted yourself. And now you're ready to let somebody else in and really see you as well. So whether you're coming out of the closet or just opening your heart and your life to someone in a really intimate way, becoming lovers with someone, it's like beautiful uncaging, opening your heart to love. And opening up your life and allowing them in so they see you and want to spend every day learning you. Learning how to see you, right? So opening up to them is something that might be difficult for you because you've always had to stay behind a wall for some reason. If it isn't coming out of the closet, it's just maybe, that you just, you know, you run away from opening up emotionally, and you stay behind a wall. So Sag, whatever this meet is for you, I think this is going to be a really important week and a really important full moon for you. I really do. And I think it could be transformative for any relationship that you're working on. And opening up to anyone about who we really are, you know, and showing our intimate true self, whether it's about your heart, your soul, your life story, you know, your pain, your shame, you know, your wounds, or your sexuality. All of those things are very much, you know, Pluto things. And Pluto is in T-square this week with the full moon, helping us to unleash and let go of the cage, of the prison of our own mind, the merry-go-round of negative what-ifs, right? Okay. Well, I wish you kindness, reverence, and gratitude. Have a great week. Leave me a comment if you would. I would appreciate it very much, and I'm interested to meet you. So I'll talk to you next week. Thanks so much for coming by today.